Hey guys, it's Rabbit here. I'm back with another Starcraft Broodwar Remastered cast, and today we've gone back in time to the year 2009 for a game between iNcontroL, who was spawned in the bottom right here in like a dark green color, against the infamous and unfortunately in light green Terran Artosis. So we cannot red versus blue this one. Unfortunately, I did try and both players came out red, which is probably a slightly worse outcome than the one we have now. We are on Outsider. This is very exciting. I have been looking for iNcontroL replays that work in the remastered client. It did take me a little bit of time. I have a handful and I'm looking forward to bringing them to you over the next little while. And I think it's cool to immortalize iNcontroL's games, have as many of them on YouTube as possible. There are other creators who cast that have done some of his games. Obviously, a legend of Broodwar who sadly passed away from illness in 2019. So any opportunity to cast his games and to see how he played is a privilege and something that I truly enjoy. A little bit of fun chat here between Artosis and iNcontroL. Of course, Artosis is somebody we all know very well. Outside a very tricky map, lots of drops, lots of weird base positions, a lot of strategic nuance, one that isn't used as much nowadays, but was popular on the scene back then. Alright guys, so analytics are telling me that about 80% of people that are watching my videos on a regular basis are not yet subscribed. Please do move to Subscriberville. It is a really lovely place. If you are subscribed and do enjoy the content, or if you just stop by, if you can hit the like button, I would really appreciate that. It does help me get discovered, which is obviously still a challenge when you're a new creator. I do get comments every now and again on videos saying, hey, I found your videos for the first time today. I really enjoyed them, and it does really mean a lot and make the whole process much more rewarding. Okay, so here we go. We are going hatch first, and then we're getting our pool. Very standard build for a ZVT. A match, by the way, that I really didn't used to like, and then I cast a finals, or I commentated on a finals with my Aussie Broodwar mates, the Oceanic Star League Season 1 final. And that really sort of got me to fall in love and better understand this match. And as such, I've started to do it more and more, learn it more and more, and really enjoy it more and more. So looking forward to seeing what we do here. Pretty fast expansions from both players. Basically, it's a 1 Rex expand from Artie. And I think he's done that in response to the fact that he has scouted a hatch first, seeing that the pool basically is only finished now. So it's got a relatively high level of comfort that there's no real risks or anything to be concerned about. His SCV would not have scouted this yet, but iNcontroL's Overlord, I want to say, yeah, iNcontroL's Overlord would have seen that the command center has been dropped pretty fast, and therefore he has a very high level of comfort that he can drop a sub 3-minute third hatch. Okay, so both players going with a very macrocentric open. This SCV, I think, is probably looking for where and if that third hatch has been dropped. Unfortunately, now he's going to get cut off, although that was pretty decent micro to get past those lings, so well done there. Another Overlord coming through, so all the Overlords are moving onto Artie's side of the world to see what's crack-a-lackin'. We have a pretty early gas here, which means probably just wanting to get the gas to research our stim and our marine range. I don't think we're going to go mech because here's the academy. So I guess the command center being as early as it is really does give Terran the impetus to start progressing with their tech tree pretty fast. So we're going to see 2 or 3 Rax Academy pretty quickly, and I think probably a little bit of pressure. RT would probably be gearing up for a timing attack of some kind. Dude what? Did you think you could get that? Get what? Get what? What did you get? I think he shot at his Overlord. Anyway. Love the Terran music, man. I did a poll. People voted. They're like, nope, Terran music is the best. It probably is. It's really like uplifting. Okay, so we're 2 Rax Academy. I think we're gearing up for an attack. We want to get our Marines across the map before 6 minutes. I'm just assuming that our mate is doing a standard Spire build. Where's the Spire? Where's the Spire? iNcontroL, don't make me look stupid. You don't have the money. Okay, hang on. 200 I think it costs. 200, 200. There it is. So it just starts now. Okay. So we're doing Spire. We're getting metabolic boost so we can do a bit of pressure with our Ling Langs. Here come those pesky Marines before 6 minutes as expected. And iNcontroL is just on top of it, man. His overlords are in good position. He scouted the build. He knows the strategy behind the build. So you build this 1 Rex Academy. You do this 1 Rex expand into Academy push with this sort of timing. He knows what timings to expect. And if Artie knew that this base was here, although I don't think you can get to it. That's the trick. So it's a sneaky back base, which you can probably access on this side. Only when you can drop and that sort of thing. So outside of being a tricky map does give you these advantages as Zerg. You can take a third without Terran being able to harass you. Okay, so Artie moves out, and the main reason he does that is just to force out the Sunkens. It's drones, it's mining time lost. Artie doesn't lose anything from the push, but he does gain an economic edge. Alright, so we can see that iNcontroL saving up his money to pop out 7, potentially 9 mutas. The harassment will begin. Artosis on his side would have had his engineering bay and +1 started already, and now he'll just be strategically positioning his turrets. So here comes the first one. I can already hear him screaming, saying, "Get out of the mineral line! Get out of the mineral line, this stupid game!" Anyway, such a happy fella. Alright, so we are moving our Marines into position to counter and be in position to deal with the incoming mutas. Another base here from iNcontroL. I love this. 4 hatches, very, very aggressive. He wants the 2 gases. Oh my god, this map is so weird. So you've got this, you've got the gas, you've got minerals here, minerals here. It is strange, man. Really, really, really strange, this layout. But these guys know these maps, they know their strategies. A 4 hatching Zerg versus a 2 basing Terran. I think iNcontroL is getting in a nice edge in this game at this stage. But if Artie can somehow move in and start to pressure the main, he's going to be in good position. A bit turtly here from iNcontroL, if I'm honest. He's going up to 6 Sunkens at the front door. Meanwhile, the mutas are moving around for a backstab, although there's some turrets here, and he's kept some Marines back. That was good play from Artosis. He's just staging here. So not really going for it. The Sunkens are pretty... The units that have split off, the iNcontroL spots this. He could probably pick off a few stragglers. He does get an SCV. It's probably not the best prize of all. So you can see the units tend to break up. He does stem. They do group together though. The links get picked off pretty fast, but the mutas, I don't know if there's enough. This is quite tight. Nice little bit of action here in the early game, but nobody is getting in the front door here. Where's the starport? I think the vessels and the drop ships, etc. is going to be the way to go. There is that starport, so the tech progression is there. There are ways and means to get into this side of the map, but it does require dropships. It does require a little bit of tricky. It does require tech. That's the important thing. So we'll see. This control trial comes out almost immediately, which makes me think, like I've said, we're going to see dropships. Science facility coming in. That does help progress with the upgrades first and foremost. And of course, this is TVZ, guys. So we're going to see vessels. We're going to see irradiates. We're going to see action. Let's go. All right. So a lot of mutas flying around this way, potentially for some more harassment. Mutas really do give you so much power as a Zerg. They give you map control. They give you scouting information. They are probably the most valuable units in this matchup from a Zerg point of view. Alright, so we're going to come in behind here against 2 turrets, and there's 3 turrets, excuse me, and potentially pick off some SCVs. So here comes the harassment. We don't see any other movement on the minimap, so I think we're safe to have a look here. So it does pick off 1, but the turret placement's good, although he knocks down 1 turret. Could knock down more, but here come the Marines as well, so Hightail's out of there, doesn't lose anything, doesn't get too damaged. Good patient harassment play from our friend iNcontroL, and another hatchery. That is 5 by my count. So he is getting incredibly strong from a macro point of view. If you're Artosis, where can you expand? You can probably kind of expand there. You can probably kind of expand here if you go down and expand to this point. But it is difficult to play as Terran on this map. There's just not a lot of good expansions. I don't know where he has a map where he has another gas. So this is just painful, man. Really, really painful. So where can he go? He can go that way. And he can kind of get a gas. So this is okay. So this is the equivalent. He's got to try and get and hold this. And that could prove to be a little bit challenging because of all of the options that are available to Zerg. Lurker drops, muters. It is a tricky one for sure. Okay, so he's got some Scourge out. I think that would be anti-dropship. Here comes it, or anti-vessel. Here comes Tank Marine. Okay, so a little bit more old school, but I quite like this because of all the Sunkens up front here. How much mobile army does iNcontroL have? Are those Guardians? What? 10-minute Guardians. Guys, 2009 meta. Let's go. This is fun. Really, really fun. So the purpose of the Guardians specifically, I don't know. Here comes some siege tanks. Kaboom! But here come the Lings, although the Marines should pick the Lings off in a jiffy. And here come our Guardians to range attack, should I say. Okay, so the Guardians are facing against the Marines. Here come the Lings. The Sunkens are all getting shots off on the Marines, though. I actually cannot gauge how good a trade this is. Nice irradiate on this Guardian here, but there's only one that's impacted. My gosh, Guardians are slow. But anyway, they've knocked off another tank, so he's down to 2 tanks here. This trade is still very difficult to gauge how it's going. The Marines are getting in here. There are only 4 Sunkens left. The Sunkens are not in range of these Marines, and yet these Guardians are. We basically only have medics left here. These medics got to get out of town. So iNcontrol's reactions to convert those units into Guardians probably saved his bacon there. I don't think he felt that Mutas could fend that off as well as Guardians did. I never understand when and how to use Guardians in this match. We hardly ever see it nowadays anyway. But I must admit it did seem to work pretty effectively there. Alright, so he's sending out some Lings onto the map to have another look how we're doing. We have a hive. We're getting cracklings soon. So we're going to have all tech options available to us, including Dark Swarm. Which is very, very powerful. We're at 2 basing Terran here. We're on a clock. We got double port going. What's coming out of the port? We got a Wraith. Okay, so the Wraith is there to harass the Guardians, because what's going to protect the Guardians from a Wraith? Probably some Scourge. I don't see any Scourge out at the moment. Here comes another push from Artosis. So definitely applying the pressure. Definitely committing to this 2 base style, which he's become somewhat infamous for over the years. Okay, so here we go. We had 2 vessels. There's an irradiate on one Guardian. There's an irradiate on another Guardian. These Marines are not getting any shots off here, but the Wraith gives them sighting. That's really, really clever. So the purpose of the Wraith is 1, to attack the Guardians, and 2, to give the scouting. But there's the Scourge to counter the Wraith as predicted, and very, very on point from iNcontroL. We're only down to 2 Sunkens here, both of which are taking pressure. Artosis is putting serious pressure on you. iNcontroL is really, really going to have to need to respond here. The front door is basically wide open. Drones are dying. An Ultralisk has come out, so he's got that Hive tech. As I've said, Ultra is a great solution against this Marine tank option with the Guardian support, but that Ultra evaporated in literally seconds. How are our upgrades going? We're 1-1 inventory, and we really are giving iNcontroL some serious headaches here. So he's knocked down the front door. More Lings though, and Ultras. This Ling Ultra combo is pretty good. Suddenly there's mainly medics, and he's backing the hell out of dodge. iNcontroL, I think, held this off, but the reinforcements come, and the tank line is entrenched deep. The Ultra goes away in a flash, and again Artosis is in a strong position to keep moving forward. Reinforcements, if we look at the production tab on the Zerg side, are basically Ling Ultra. He's hoping he can hold us. Some Vultures are coming into play, I think probably to lay mines to make the Ultralisk less powerful, but Artosis is in a really strong position here. The only thing I think I should say is it would be a really good time for him to be setting up his 3rd base. He's floating a lot of money, and I think this would be an optimal time for him to work on his macro side of the game, because he really has iNcontroL on the back foot. Okay, so here we go. A lot of Lings coming across here. I think they now have Adrenal, and that's really going to help. There's a bit of a flank. He's brought them in from both sides, and suddenly this infantry units is just medics. He's going to pick off a lot of free medics here, which is a nice bonus. A lot of the other units that were involved have basically abandoned their kinsmen and run off to home, which is not very protected, except, okay, there's some fire bats and stuff over here as well, so that'll help. But losing a lot of units on the retreat. I think Artosis is, I'm going to go and say it, he's missed a trick here. He should have expanded a while ago. He could potentially have built 2 command centers and floated them into position behind that attack. He's done neither. He's got 2,000 minerals, 700 gas, and he's had to retreat. And now we're sitting at 108 versus 84. And honestly, I think iNcontroL, simply because of the sheer number of hatches and bases he's got, losing 1 base is not actually that much of a blow. He puts it back without a problem. And I think this Ling Ultra style is going to hold any push out that Artosis could do, and he's not in a position to push out now anymore. He's in a position to establish a new base, which he's done here, and he's done here. So he has double expanded, which is correct, which I'm happy that he's doing, but in my honest opinion, I think he's about 3 minutes too late. So time will tell. Let's see. Because now with the expansions coming, new units are not being produced, other things are being prioritized. How does he still have so much money? How many barracks do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, but none of them are on. Okay, so it's just, you have the production facilities, you're just not macroing. Okay. No supply problems. You got 124 out of 196. Here we go. So now he pumps out around a macro, but still, this constantly floating cash is not good. He should have more factories if he wants. Tank support. Does he have 2 eBays at least? No. Oh, he does, but one isn't blinking. So he's stopped his upgrades at 2-1. Okay. Okay, so iNcontroL has taken another gas base on this side, and he shouldn't have too much problem saturating this. Artosis is moving out again, probably because he has to. I'm expecting some serious counter harassment here. I'm going to keep an eye on these 2 bases. iNcontroL is a smart player. He's got good map awareness. I've got no doubt that drops or something could become a factor. Look at the distance between this and this. It's not far. Popping a few units over here and taking out that base. Artosis is going to have a very hard time defending this. So let's see how it all transpires. But we are building up to a big fight here. We have 5 ultras. We have I heard the consumption. We have Dark Swarm as well. Suddenly Zerg's going to become very hard to contain because the Dark Swarm, sorry about that, it's going to come out right here. And here we go, a nice big fight. They've got to back away the whole time constantly. It is serious micro power to do this. And so yes, there's a lot of flaring rifles from our Marines, but they're not actually hitting anything under these Dark Swarms. So it's a little bit deceiving to think that this is going okay for Terran. They've got to keep backing up, and there is just unrelenting Dark Swarm from iNcontroL, pushing him back, pushing him back, pushing him back some more. Not here harassing any other bases, but I'm pretty sure that's around the corner. I just think he wants to hold and contain this. So his ultra's been irradiated and therefore is likely to evaporate. There are others though resting under the security of the Dark Swarm. More units coming in here. 148 plays 120. iNcontroL is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And Artosis is facing more and more pressure. So he does saturate these. There's hardly any minerals here, man. He does get these bases saturated. Needs to put these SCVs to work. Needs to get all of his barracks pumping. He's got the available supply. And I think very soon, although he doesn't have the cash issues at the moment, he needs more vessels. And so a 3rd gas would really be optimal for that. He does shut down this corner base with a few Marines. That's decent. But he's got so many spare bases iNcontroL that it's really not going to be that much of an issue for him. 164 plays 146. So you can see the rate at which iNcontrol's supply is growing is far exceeding the rate at which Artosis is able to grow his. So here's the Overlord going, oh, here you are. Okay, well, I've got a hatch over here. I've got a hatch over here. I've got hatches everywhere. I'm Hatchman. Hatchman. All right, so a little bit of sloppy vessel control from RT. He does tend to lose more vessels than he ideally would want to. And it's really critical because of the cost, the gas cost, to keep your vessels alive. If you've got 9, 10 vessels, you've got basically a control group of irradiates at your disposal every time Zerg throws ultras at you, and it really does make you very hard to break his Terran. If you've got 2 or 3, it's helpful, but it's just far less impactful. Alright, so we're coming in from the flank. There's a lot of ultras here though. He does irradiate 1, but he's only got 4 vessels. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more Scourge. The unrelenting Dark Swarms really are helping. Another one goes up there, slightly off angle maybe to what I ideally want it to be. There are a lot of bio here, but again, the Dark Swarm play from iNcontroL, the micro from iNcontroL. He doesn't play at a particularly high APM, particularly for a Zerg, only at about 160. Usually your best Zergs play at about 300. But damn, this guy can play, man. So here we go. He's just taking him on. He's like, screw the Dark Swarm. I think I've got critical mass here. I think he's right. These Marines are starting to evaporate. iNcontroL goes flying into the supply lead. And here come the Swarm. Look at this flock of dark green flying towards Artosis' front door. Suddenly some mines in there. Beautiful mine hits. This is turning into a serious game, guys. So here come the Ultras. Here come the Cracklings. Here come Zerg, baby. The sleeping SCVs that don't have enough work because they haven't been transferred and RT doesn't have enough mining bases are actually just going to die for their crimes. Here come a heap more units coming in from all angles. There are some Marines on the high ground. Why these units are here, I don't quite know. This is probably just where he's rallied as opposed to rallying a little bit further forward. But We got a heap more vessels here too. Where did all these vessels come from? Did he just retreat with these vessels? Probably did, just to keep them alive. He was unable to radiate, probably didn't have the energy, but does need the vessels. Okay, so our production tab, after getting smashed in the face from Artosis, is 2 upgrades. He is not macroing a single thing. This is fast asleep. Why is this fast asleep? What is happening here, guys? A couple more mines have gone off. So now he starts around a macro. I don't understand where his APM goes, especially when he's not fighting. It's just, it's mind-blowing. Okay, so this man has got so much hatch power. I reckon he's got 10 to 12 hatches. So now the scanners are going off going, oh my god, you are everywhere. Yes, he is. Absolutely everywhere, and therefore you are screwed, to say it nicely. Okay, so what iNcontroL hasn't done, although he could actually sunken colony his way here, which would be very, very funny if he does do that. This does look like a creep, so that could well be what is on the cards. This is floated. This is probably the only fortress or outpost left. He can't get units this way anyway, even if he tries to. So is he going to sunken colony his way into killing these SCVs? The Overlord's giving him spotting. I think he is. And I think it's just going to make RT rage, which I think is funny. I don't know what you're going to do with your science vessels, except watch them all die to Scourge. He doesn't have any Scourge on the map now. He radiates a... Okay. A grump of... Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. You get smart with your vessels, and then suddenly a whole heap of Scourge kill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, well done. Well done. For a clumperlings. That was a great trade. Okay, so... What I want to see here is when these Sunkens start to hit these SCVs. I don't know if you can see this. That's just so sad. It's so sad, and it's also so funny. Come on, let's go. Get them going, get them going. So, you know what? It's over. Just GG. You've been smashed. You haven't taken enough bases. You don't have the army. He's got more army than you. He's got so much tech. He's got so many hatches. Just GG. What are you what are you playing for? I don't understand. Oh, I know. So you can come here and knock down this base. Not. Sometimes games just commentate themselves. This is them. This is so funny. Oh, goody, a dropship. That'll fix it. What's inside the dropship? A maximum of 8 units, 2 medics, and okay, so the Sunkens are on this side. There are no units here. I don't know if he's going to be able to drop. So he does get a couple of Hydras. There's no lurkers in this game. There have not been a single lurker as of yet. He's going to get here. He's going to kill a few drones. He's going to kill a Sunken or so. It's not really going to make much by way of a difference. iNcontroL is just slowly but surely moving himself up to max, and then he is going to storm straight into this front door here and take a fight to basically where RT is amassing the remainder of his forces. So he doesn't really need that hatchery that badly. He could rebuild the hatch over here if he really needed the gas. So I doubt this is going to phase him that much. He does see this as an opportunity to take out this dropship. So these vessels will not be able to get out. Apologies for the sniffing. But he doesn't. He stops right there, which is interesting. So he drops in even more here now to take on these Sunkens. Not a bad option. I guess it does resume mining. So kudos to him then. He does start mining again right away. He's got the money, so he could probably be spending it on production. He's made 1 Marine. In all that micro, he made 1 Marine. Wow. Okay. So that's the end of that. Mining has resumed. He has shut down that operation at great expense to his energy and attention, but not much else. So here comes some Hydras to wreck the other base you're mining from. And by the way, you're going to run out of money really soon. Okay, so we are building up to Artosis moving all of his units down this tiny little ramp to take a fight with Zerg somewhere over here. Zerg has got, oh my god, a challenge to manage the number of units they've got. He's got a clump over here, he's got a clump over here. Oh, we're going to do some drops. I've got to track these overlords. Okay, this is juicy. Where are you going? 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 Okay, we have right-clicked on an overlord. We are watching the drop. Where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go? Go, go. Where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go? Go, go. Alright, meanwhile, Artosis once again harassing. He's actually, I mean, to his credit, he's done really well here. He's behind, he's knocked down that base without too much of an issue. He's gonna try and knock this one down again, but I don't think he's going to. I think there's plenty of Zerg reinforcements there. It's not even need to watch it. So here we go. So you kill my base, I'll just drop a whole bunch of crap on yours, and that's going to be the end of that. All your SCVs are going to die. Sure, you can lift your command center if you really need to. We're moving the overlords out. That's the end of that. Bye-bye. Oh, and guess what? We're coming in the back door to your main. Remember this main that you were protecting over here? We'll just come in this side. Yeehaw! Okay, so he does have a lot of vessels. This is a lot of irradiate, man. So he did tidy this up. He lost the hatch, unfortunately, but all those vessels, all those units were killed, and he'll probably re-establish that when he needs to. But both sides now, so we're coming in the front door. The side door has kind of been there just to distract the vessels initially. This is going to be massively inefficient for iNcontroL. He's basically running up a hill against entrenched tanks. He's going, seriously? You're just kind of sitting here waiting? Why? Why are you doing this? Just, you making me kill you. Come on, dude. It's over. This is you. This is you, and this is me. All the rest of the freaking map. Come on, dude. No, it's fine. He's got it, guys. The solution is to dropship your way out of it. Alright, so we have a lurker. Doing some lurky stuff. Burrow, Mr. Lurker, burrow! Boom! Where's the other lurker? I hear him. Oh, there he is. So now he needs to reposition his lurker. I cannot see him. Okay, so he stopped that, going, well, okay, well, that's not very efficient, so we're going to have to reload. Artosis has gone into the lead for the time being. So this is proving to be a very, very frustrating game for iNcontroL to finish. Come on. Oh, I think he's just going to hold on here. He's going to have to get more units. Meanwhile, he's just going for some Plague Ooze, some Dark Swarm. He knows how to get up the front door. This is how you do it. When the Dark Swarm and the Plague comes in, then the units that are blocking the initial entry tend to go. He's got a Hydra man now. I guess the range attack is quite useful. This is so inefficient. 95 versus 110. But he's pushing his way up constantly. There's just so many Marines here, though. But they're firing at virtually nothing. Everybody seems to be under the Dark Swarm. Nobody seems to be dying. So this is really, really, really quite painful. Some lings and stuff have moved around this side. This base has been floated up because lurkers have been dropped here. So Artosis is not mining and he has 100 minerals. And iNcontroL has got 2,000 in the bank at virtually every single mining base except this one. Okay, so he's got a fully active mining base here. He's re-establishing another mining base here. Blocking Artosis from getting any other money over here. So he's got at least 2 full mining bases. Artosis has nothing and he has no money. This game is over. He's got 6 SCVs. He should have GG'd, I don't know, like 5-10 minutes ago. And yet here we are, still using our energy on this buffoon. But anyway, iNcontrol's got to go, alright, fine. Well, I want to finish this game. So he's making me do it, even though he's got 5 SCVs and no hope. He's going to force me to build a ton of stuff. So I'll do it. I'll do it. If that's what it requires of me, I'll do it. So once again, very inefficiently coming up this hill. He can trade so badly for days. It is not going to matter. Artosis has no money. So every unit that dies cannot be replaced. It is just literally a matter of time. Okay, so he breaks down there and now he's moving out. Okay, so he's got some newfound confidence that he can move across the map with no money and no ability to reinforce and somehow kill all of Zerg's bases, even though he's got 2 mining bases and a bank, and could build a bajillion lings. He's building 12 lings and 3 ultras at a time. This is Artosis, what you see here. This is it. And 3 vessels, which has now become 2 vessels. He can't rebuild these vessels. Can't rebuild anything. He has floated a command center here, so he's going to try and start mining again with his whopping 5 SCVs. Good luck with that. Okay, so more Scourge here, trying to pick off these science vessels. Let's see if he gets anywhere with that. So we're stimming up. We're going to try and take this mine base. At least Artosis' game sense is good. He realizes that this is where the money is. And that's naturally where he needs to target. But a dead science vessel. Oh, wow, that was a good block. Alright, so here they come. I think these units are going to get flanked though. So we'll get a good spot of this. I will go back to normal view in a second. But you can see this is pretty much all Artosis has left. Probably about 3 control groups of infantry. Trying to flank this from both sides. It pretty much only has Lings. And so he does kill the mining base. This potentially does give Artosis some hope. If he can, behind this, get this base up and running. So he has managed to do that. The fight in this player is unrelenting. He does not like to lose, as we all well know. And he does not give up, as we all well know. And he doesn't really GG, as we all also very well know. Okay, so here's a fight. We are moving our altars into position. He's let these guys get up the ramp, which I think does give them a serious advantage when they trade. So it's going to be very inefficient for Zerg to try and tidy this up. iNcontroL could just move around here and knock this off. I think what he's decided to do instead is go, alright, well, you've moved everything and the kitchen sink to there. So I'm just going to walk straight in your front door and start destroying your stuff with Zerglings, which is what's happening. He doesn't have an answer to this. He can't move anything back. Now what is he going to do is the question. Okay, so he's moving some Marines around here. Going to try and destroy this. Does he really think this is a feasible base race between him killing everything that isn't now been lifted off? He's lifted off every single barracks. Oh my god. So now he's going to force him to kill all of the depots and everything that cannot be lifted off, under the pretense that this little infantry force is going to be able to destroy all of Zerg before Zerg destroys him. Okay, well, let's see what happens. There's some Ultras here, there's some Lings here, there's some Sunkens here. It does get the D-matrix down on the 1 Marine. I think that's always quite fun. I think iNcontroL just consolidated his units here. 89 does play 44, so he has more supply. Here's the Ultras now. We don't have Defilers, we don't have Darkswarm support. It's basically just Ultras against Marines. These Marines, I admit, have shown good power, good trading ability. So we go on and on. More drones mining, long distance here. Lings are just smashing what is left of Artosis' home. Artosis still giving himself a glimmer of hope here by picking off the Zerg. How much more Zerg footprint do we have left? We've got this base with some Ultras at it. We've got the main. We've got this hatchery. We've got this hatchery. Okay, so it's going to have to destroy a lot of stuff. And here he's floating. Okay, so it's now Floatosis. We are floating around. Let's go. We're going to face some Ultras. He's leaving that. I think he's buying time to consolidate all of his units and to take the fight all in one go. And he's also going, okay, well, if you're mining here, which is giving you some oxygen, then we'll just kill your remaining SCVs. Okay, so now he's got 4 SCVs left, 3 SCVs left, 2 SCVs left, potentially 1 SCV left. I got something for you. It wiggles and makes clouds. Want to see? I think he's a bit unimpressed, shall we say, with the salt. The salt of the Saltosis will live on forever, guys. So this is 2009. So Artosis is 39 today. So he's 27 years old, guys. This is the maturity of a 27-year-old Starcraft player. He did GG though. He did GG, but my god, a game that was over 13 minutes ago. The salt is strong with Saltosis. That is most certainly true. It was a lot of fun casting iNcontroL. He is a very, very strong player. Was a legend, is a legend. I'm Rabidru. I had a lot of fun casting this game. If you enjoyed it, please do subscribe to the channel. Until next time, ciao for now.